Good morning, afternoon, or evening. You may delete as appropriate. My name is Chad Landman, and welcome back to Landman EDC. Sensible Prepper here on YouTube. You may be a fan of him. You may be subscribed to him. If you're not, you really should. He says that light is your number one security tool, and I agree. Whereas you might think a weapon like a knife or a firearm would be your first line of defense, it's actually going to be a light. And having a good light that has the features that you need in just a second without any thought is going to be very important in a security situation. So we're going to be talking about security lights today here on the channel. I've got 4 lights to go over, 2 from Phoenix, 1 from Claris, and 1 from Woobin. Let's talk about it. My name is Chad Lemon, and I talk about knives, tools, and EDC items on the channel here. And if you find value from what I'm doing, please consider subscribing and liking the video. I don't have a membership program, but I would let you buy me a coffee. You can check those links below to send a one-time gift my way. Every dollar gets reinvested back into the channel. Thanks for being here. Now back to the video. All right, as always, the links are going to be in the description for all of these lights. All of these lights were sent to me free of charge, no money exchanged hands. They merely provided the product for me to review, and I chose which way I wanted to review these, and this video has not been previewed by these companies before I uploaded it. This is an honest and unbiased, hopefully, review. But I have really been impressed with some of these security features on these lights. And I've got a couple of different lights to show you, different kinds of lights, and I wanted to hit a little bit of a spectrum here today. So we've got the Woobin E7, which is a tiny, meant to be headlight, and I'll show you how that works here in just a second. We've got the Claris XT11 GT Pro. That's a mouthful. And I mean, very beefy, very good light. And we've got the 2 lights from Phoenix. Phoenix has been in the light business for quite a long time, and they have made some of the best quality flashlights. In fact, when I got into EDC, Phoenix was some of the first lights that I got. We've got the PD25R and the LD30R to look at today. Now, how and why would you use light in a security situation? Well, a lot of the viewers here on the channel have reached out and talked about, even on a live stream last week, that we had a viewer that was talking about how she was nearly assaulted going out to her mailbox. And there is different people that have told me that they have to cross different dark alleys to go to work and different things like that. And so when you're talking about and saying the phrase light is your number one security tool, well, statistically, a person who is threatening you wants the path of least resistance. They don't want any kind of resistance. They don't want any kind of risk involved on their part. But statistically, you're going to be able to scare them away. And in some situations, all you need is a light to do that. Now, I would absolutely recommend mace. I would recommend pepper spray, especially for ladies that are out and about, that are going about through, especially in large towns and large cities. If you choose to do a concealed carry of a firearm, that goes into a whole lot of other responsibilities on your part that you have to make sure that you adhere to state laws, all the different things, and even if you can carry one of those in your state. But here's the thing, in a lot of states, California and New York especially, you can't carry a blade. I've got the fixed blade Lookout. It's a little 2-inch blade. I just pulled it out of my pocket, and this would be illegal to carry, I believe, on my person in the state of New York, especially in New York City, and in the state of California. And so you can't even carry a knife with you. So the great thing about a light is that a light is going to be lawful pretty much everywhere you go, unless it's got some weird, crazy spikes or something coming out of it, unless it's got something crazy going on. A light is going to be a great security tool that's going to be legal for you everywhere. And that's not something that you necessarily think about a lot. And so when I'm going over these lights, I'm looking at them as these are specific security tools. And notice I said security tools, not tactical tools. You do have crenulated on the one light right here from Claris, you have a crenulated bezel, and you can see that pronounced bezel. If you hit somebody in the face with that, that's going to hurt. That's going to do some damage. Statistically, again, if you are paying attention in a potential threat situation, you're going to be able to see who's coming. Now, there's always exceptions to the rule. I'm by no means an expert in close combat. I'm by no means an expert in any of those kinds of things. But I will tell you, light is an excellent first kind of response security tool. And so let's look at this little guy right here. This is the Woobin E7. Now, this has a belt clip on it, as you can see, but it's not really meant to be a pocket clip. It's not really meant to be an EDC light, if I'm being honest. It's got this cool, like what I call halo styling. It looks like something that would belong in Halo. And it's got this awesome 2 light 90-degree angle deal going on right here. The activation switch is actually on the top, again, looking very Halo as well. Let me put it under the camera here for you. And you've got a really awesome kind of tech aesthetic. And so if that's your thing, this is the light for you. Woobin makes some of the coolest looking, like tech aesthetic kind of stuff. You've got a little rubber gasket here that gives you the USB-C charging. So you've got USB-C charging right there on the device. Nothing to unscrew, nothing to do that. That does mean that you do compromise a little bit in waterproof effectiveness. So you're not going to be able to submerge this necessarily. But on turbo, this thing will go to 1800 lumens. That is very, very bright. 1800 lumens. And then, of course, you've got your high setting of 400. Medium setting is 150 lumens, and low setting is, of course, 1000 lumens. You've also got a strobe on this one. In fact, every single one of these lights should have a strobe effect on them. And you've got a strobe that goes at 1000 lumens. And so we'll talk about the effectiveness of a strobe first of all. This is, even with the gasket, is IP68 certified waterproof up to 2 meters submerged. And so you're going to have a good amount of water resistance with this. And again, minimal branding here, but what is the key here is it comes with an optional, it doesn't come with this, but you have to buy this separately, is a really nice, well put together headband. And so here's the headband right here. It's got a nice mesh material. You want something in a headlamp that is going to be comfortable. You've got a pad right here, and you see that curve on that? That's meant to be right on your forehead. It's got a slight curve to it, so it's not straight on. And then you've got that extra padding with the strap there behind it. And so I really like this. And if you just pop it in, you see it was tailor made for this thing right here. So if you just pop this in right here, and it goes belt clip or pocket clip down, and it just clicks right in there, and you can see how it fits in there. You've got it right in between this little plastic part, and you've got this release tab to where you can rotate it and then take it out. But you can rotate it around and it does lock into place, which is really nice and really cool if you hear those clicks. And so if I'm wearing this and I'm right-handed. So if I'm wearing this, I can actually look at that. That is the turbo setting, the max turbo setting. That thing is so stinking bright. I'm going to show a few different videos of this right here, but this is actually really comfortable and it's really awesome to be able to wear. Again, you've got that 1800 lumens turbo that's going to last you 1 minute, but that is going to be one of those things that you just need for 1 minute. You should not need turbo for more than 1 minute, but the 400 lumen high setting will last you an hour, 1.2 hours is what it says on the thing. So very good battery life. The battery does come with this. Let me see if I can disassemble this right quick. You hit this little clip right here and you just exit out just like that. And it's actually very easy to take in and out, and I really like that because you can take this in and out easily. You've got a sealed battery compartment here, and you've got, it's just your standard 18350 battery at 1100 milliamp hours. And so you can put that in. Now you can actually get the battery extender right here that attaches and goes on here. It's got a gasket on it as well. You can make it a little bit longer and extend that battery life for a long time. That's sold separately, but then you just put that end cap back on there and you get a longer battery on there. You can put a higher capacity battery in there and you're good to go. And so as it stands, I don't have one of those higher capacity batteries, so we're going to put that battery back in there. But again, this recharges via USB-C, very convenient. Now this cap right here on the end is magnetic. I've got a metal table here, so that's the example that I use, but it's got a magnetic end to it, so you can put this light anywhere, and it is a 90-degree light, as you can see. You've got a battery indicator on the top, and it gives you a little battery indicator telling you, hey, you need to charge this thing, and that's what it's telling me is I need to charge this as well. So to enable strobe, if it's on your head using the head mount, it's going to be a little bit difficult to hit, but you do it just a triple click. And so you do a triple click, strobe warning here, a triple click, and that is a very nice strobe. Now, why would you need to use strobe in a security situation? Well, strobe is going to, again, let me emphasize this word, temporarily, and by temporarily, I mean very temporarily, disrupt the senses of whoever is attacking you. It's not going to be nearly as effective as something like a taser or something like pepper spray. It's not going to immobilize anybody, but it's going to give you that 1 or 2 seconds that you need to maybe get away from an attacker. And so strobe can be highly effective at giving you just that split second advantage to be able to get away from someone if you need to. And so having a strobe effect on these is very, very good. So anyway, I like the Woobin E7. It's a very good, very high quality, nice weight to it. The head mount is extremely comfortable and versatile. I really like this. Go check it out, Woobin E7. Link is in the description. And again, really appreciate you guys checking those links out and helping out the channel when you purchase from those links. Now, the Claris XT11 GT Pro is one that I want to talk about next. This is a mean looking light. This could be used, I believe, as a tactical flashlight. Again, I'm not really talking tactical, more security flashlights. You may disagree with me on my terminology there, but this has a feature, and I want to make sure to zoom in on this. This has a feature on the tail cap that I've never seen in any other light. You've got a switch, a mode switch right here that looks like a little lever. And so if I click this, it's a mode switch that I can program to different things. So I can do it to instant turbo, or I can do it to instant strobe. Now you've got your standard tail cap that gives you your access to the light here, and of course it goes to high, it goes to turbo, but I've got the click that I can just click through there, and I want you to hear this click if I can click it on the screen here. Like, it's got a legitimate click right there on that tail cap, and it's a really nice little feature, and I kind of dig it. And you can change the brightness down. Of course, this has got 4 different modes of brightness. This is a 3300 lumen max. So when it's off, you've got a nice pocket clip right here, really nice grips. It is not a reversible pocket clip. If this had a reversible pocket clip, it might be one of the most perfect security lights I think out there. But this does not have a reverse pocket clip, and so I can't, it's a little too big to put on a hat anyways, I guess. But I would love a mini version of the X11 GT Pro. X11 GT, XT11 GT Pro. Too many T's in that. I would love a mini version of this. This is actually a very nice light. But I like that access to instant strobe. Like, I could pull it out of my pocket. I'm sitting here, somebody's got me. I pull it out of my pocket and strobe instantly. I didn't have to double click. I didn't have to triple click. I didn't have to do anything, mode switching or anything, because in a situation, in a security situation that you're going to encounter, you're not going to remember what the sequence for the button is to do the strobe unless you've practiced with that light. And you should. If you go out into places where you're needing where you could be in a potential security situation, you should be practicing with your light. You should be practicing with anything, a mace or a firearm that you have. Should absolutely know how to use that, because your instincts need to pick up on that almost instantly. And so I love this feature on this click for that instant, sorry about the strobe, I know some people are sensitive to the strobe, but that instant access to that strobe feature is a killer feature on this. Now you can program that in various ways to be instant turbo as well. And so when I click on the tab right here, it goes to turbo automatically. So I can click it off, but I click it again and it doesn't have memory mode. It goes automatically to turbo. So the 2 best security features of this light are instant turbo, and then I've got instant strobe. And that multifunction mode, sorry about that, the multifunction mode switch right there, that little mode switch, that little lever right here is really, really nice and satisfying to use. Now this one is a little bit big, but it is X8 waterproof submersible to 2 meters. It does have Type-C charging right here where the bezel starts. And so you just pull that back and you've got instant access to the USB-C charging there. Let's check out the battery on the inside. This is going to be a bigger boy. You've got the 3100 milliamp hour 18650 battery as well. And so that would be rechargeable. It's flush with the top there. I really like that as well. You screw that back on, and then you've got access to that strobe feature and also the instant on turbo, which I just really, really like. This is a fantastic light, and I highly would recommend this one to anybody in a situation. To compare it with a recent review unit, if we compare the two sizes here, they're going to be almost the exact same length, as this is the Warrior 3S. If you have not checked out my Olight video, we're about to give this one away. Going to announce our winners on that, and I'm going to send that out next week. But they're almost the exact same length. This one might be better ergonomically from Olight, but Olight has been doing lights for a long time. This Claris, though, is excellent, and I dig the style of it, and I dig the fact that it's got the crenulated bezel, but also that instant access to the strobe and to the turbo. This is a fantastic security light. Can't say enough good things about it. All right, so I wanted to talk about the last two lights that we've got, the Fenix LD30R and the Fenix PD25R. One of these is going to be fairly pocket size, and the other is going to be fairly standard size, just to compare the sizes there with that Claris that we just talked about. The Fenix LD30R is going to be just a little bit smaller there. The similarities here, you can see you've got two-way pocket clips on both of those, so you can put it on a ball cap. This one, especially the PD25, is going to be really good to put on a ball cap because it's going to be short enough to do that. You've got USB-C type charging on those, and I love the way that Fenix does their charging. So what you do is you look at it, you unscrew this part right here. It's not very evident, but it tells you right there the USB-C charging is there. You unscrew that, and it gives you nice in-body charging there on that port. Same right here, except you've got a nice little flap, of course, that they put on there on the LD30. And it's fine. I like that as well. It's kind of got this nice little rubberized texture on it. So when you're using it, you can use that as kind of a back grip for the copper buttons there. But I like these copper accents, especially here on the 30. You've got that copper accent on the end of the bezel. And then you've got, of course, your tail switch on both of these. And you've got a guard on each side so that you can't hit it necessarily accidentally in your pocket or whatnot. But 1700 lumens on the 30 and 800 lumens max on the PD25R. You've only got a 700 milliamp hour battery on this little one, but you've got a 3400 milliamp hour battery included on this one as well. And so if we open that up, it actually opens up near the bezel there. You can check that out. This is a 3400 milliamp 18650 battery. And of course, that's going to be a standard size, and you can actually charge that in the light. Very, very good to be able to have spares on hand as well. Both of these are 2 meter submersible, IPX8 water resistant. When you activate these with the tail switch, they activate at the lowest possible thing, and you've got an indicator light here showing you exactly how much battery power you have, and you can increase the lumens by tapping there. And I like that rather than holding. I just like that, and you can hold it and do the strobe as well. Again, sorry about the strobe warning, but all you got to do is hold that copper button right there, and you get the strobe. And that strobe is going to be right around the top max lumens for each light. And so if I click this one on as well, it doesn't have memory, it doesn't go automatic turbo, but this one needs to be charged. And so if I go there, you can just tap that. And there's no, it seems to me that these are the easiest ones to use, because they are the ones that are going to be the simplest to use out of the box. You're not going to have to memorize like double click, triple click this. It's literally just tap, 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 and then you just hold it for strobe on that as well. Strobe is going to be one of those features that you need in a security light. You're going to be able to distract somebody for just that 1 or 2 seconds that you need. So both of these are going to be powerful enough. I love Phoenix lights. I love the grip style on these. I love the way that they charge. You do have a little bit of a crenulated bezel on the small one here, the PD25R. But again, you're going to have to get your hand around that and really have it protrude. I got a little bit bigger hands, not crazy big hands, but it's going to be hard for me to get into somebody and attack somebody with that. And if it's come down to that, let's be honest, if they've gotten that close to you, then it's not necessarily game over. Okay, that's it for today. Thank you so much for being a part of the video. Let me know what you're using, if you're using light as a security tool. When I saw a lot of Sensible Preppers videos, I wanted to use that phrase as a jumping off point. So make sure you go check out his videos. He's got a ton of good stuff and a ton of good reviews on everything from backpacks to how to feed chickens and firearms, all sorts of great stuff. Make sure you go check out his channel as well. Thank you so much to Woobin and Claris and Phoenix for sending these lights out. These lights are just getting so fantastic. Between Olight and Woobin and Phoenix and companies like Claris and other ones, other flashlight makers, man, there is so much. It is an embarrassment of riches what we have and the choice that we have for lights that are all economical to buy, as well as functional to use. Some of these lights that you're going to be able to get are going to last you a really, really long time. And so I'd invite you to go check out all those. All those links will be in the description. And here at the end of the video, I do want to make sure that I mention that if you have any questions about religious topics, if you have any questions about Jesus, if you have any questions about the Bible, I would love to start a conversation with you. I'm not going to argue with you, and I'm also not going to say that I'm right about everything, because I'm not. But I'll tell you what, the Bible is. And so if you want to talk about those different things, if you want to discuss those different things, I would love for you to get in touch. Thank you so much for being a part of the channel. Make sure you like and subscribe, bring people to the videos. You guys have done an amazing job with that. Thank you so much for being here. Go out and have a great rest of your week.